Because when you got kids and you're not being real, they might grow up and smoke weed. And I'm just saying, shoot. And if we don't teach them like real stuff in God's word, you get caught up, man. I got to college, I was like, whoa, yeah, because Snoop Dogg said, rolling down the street, smoking and sipping. Look at the church people, boy. Look at that church people. They're like, they're like, whoa, we freak. Real God wants to that. So all this weed influence was coming at me. I got to college. I was like, somebody said, Jason, you funny. But if you smoke weed, you will be really funny. I was like, for real? Pass it here, then. First time I just slept. I didn't know what was going on. I was just sleeping. What's hysterical right now is some people laughing. They're like, he couldn't handle his weed. That's what happened. You know who the weed smokers is right now. And so I started smoking marijuana a lot. And then one day the Lord grabbed hold of my heart. I was in college, 1996. And I was in church. Well, first of all, like the Lord started showing me that I need to get my life together. I can't get it together. I need to let him get it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, Lord, because I do this. I said I wasn't going to do. I can stop getting drunk. That's easy. But this weed thing, I don't know. Because one of my friends came to me. He said, hey, brother, weed is from the earth. If God didn't want you to smoke it, he wouldn't have put it here. I was like, well, bless the Lord then. And then another dude came to me. He said, listen, man, the high priest over, dudes be trying to sound all deep, talking about nothing. Like, the high priest, they go up in the mountains and they smoke and get high and talk to God. I was like, really? And you got the false God. I got the real one. Boy, he didn't really talk to me. So I started praying over my weed. I sure enough did. Like you pray for your food that came from the earth. I was like, Lord, thank you for this weed I'm about to receive. Use it to speak to me. I'm serious, man. And then one day I went to church. And I knew like the Lord was working on me hard, man. You listen to slow jams, love songs, and you can think about the Lord. Like, how did you get there? I'm sorry, Jesus. Lean on me when you're not.
Hey, you guys, I'm Venus Monique from the hit crime drama Vindication, and you guys should definitely make sure you're catching Maurice Brown Show on Roku TV.
Sorry, Jesus! Hey, everybody, it's me, Maurice Brown, and you're watching the Maurice Brown Show. That was my good buddy Jason Earls talking about his experience back in the day, just messing around with a little weed. And then all of a sudden, Jesus came by and he said, give me that. Matter of fact, we got him on the show right now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, comedians Jason Earls and Aaron Sorrels. What's up, guys? What's happening?
Oh, we on the Maurice Brown Show. Look at us.
How about it?
We made it.
Yeah, we've done it. We're here. It's all happening.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. I'll tell you what, that was a great set. I had to cut it short because it gets much funnier, but I got you guys on the show today to talk about an interesting idea on the virtual platform called the Metaverse. And talking with comedian Aaron Sorrels and Jason Earls, who are dabbling around with that. Aaron, why don't you just start us off a little bit?
Should we do it,
as far as what this is all about.
We're dabbling. Oh yeah,
Aaron?
yeah,
Should we do it?
yeah. Probably
Good
if we're gonna
Oh,
do it.
black
Yeah.
out. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Maurice is like, oh snap, them dudes got the mark of the beast on their foreheads.
Yeah, right.
Well, this thing, I saw you guys doing an interview about a month ago, and you had this whole other world where you were actually in a studio doing a show. You had an audience in this metaverse, and I was trying to get my head around it. Pardon the pun. Like, what's going on with it? Explain to us what the metaverse is all about.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the place to start, because people that haven't experienced it really have no concept of what this possibly could be. And to tell you the truth, even when Jason and I describe it, you're still going to have no idea. It's so different that we can't wrap our head around it until we wrap it around our head. Until we put those goggles on and get into that world and experience what total immersion is. Like, we just can't comprehend it, because on 2D, even when we watch video clips, like, we see stuff, but our brain doesn't process it the same way. What the metaverse is you strap on those goggles like Jason and I just put on, and you grab a couple hand controllers, and you get teleported in to a 3-dimensional, totally immersive world with real people walking around, interacting, starting relationships, and just being real with each other. Is that a fair description, Jason?
Dude, it is absolutely a fair description. I call it, to my grandmother, I would say, it's like being a pen pal, but you go into a cartoon world and you talk to your pen pal.
Yeah.
It's Facebook comes alive.
Facebook comes alive. I like that a lot.
So give me and I understand what happened during the pandemic, and we all had to sit on the sidelines. For comedians, a very difficult thing to have to do. And now we're getting out of it. We're coming out of the pandemic. It's in our rear view now. We're getting back out to the clubs. Everybody's getting back out to church and the theaters and all that stuff. However, we've got the metaverse. So how is this going to jive with life getting back to normal?
Yeah, boy, that's a good question. And to tell you the truth, the metaverse, or excuse me, the pandemic, that fast forwarded things, that accelerated the adoption of this technology. But that's not what this technology is about. There's 2 things that the metaverse brings, pandemic or not. And the first is accessibility. We are able to access places and experiences that we would not be able to otherwise. And then the second is interpersonal relationships. You wouldn't believe the dynamics of what happens when you get into this environment. Yeah. Are you doing a mic drop for me? Is that
like, I was giving you the mic. Sound off. Tell it like it is, brother.
Yeah. But man, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And I mean, Jason, like, I know Jason. This man is the king of interpersonal relationships. This man is a guy that has stepped into the metaverse and started breathing into people. And it's just amazing to watch him work.
So what do you say, Aaron or Jason? What do you say to people? There are people out there that are detractors of the metaverse. For me,
what?
And here's the question I just want to throw out. I just love to hear your response to a detracting statement. For myself personally, I'm just learning about it. I think it's fascinating, but I've heard a counter to the metaverse, and one of those counters is it takes away from interpersonal relationships because you're in this vacuum or this other verse or what have you.
So the question is, what can you say? What will we say to the detractors?
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw it to Aaron to have that conversation, but I really want to tee up Aaron in a for those of y'all who don't know him, what you got to understand is you're looking at a guy who, like me, and why we linked up, because both of us saw this potential. We didn't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
But Aaron, when I first heard about the metaverse, I was like, holy smokes, we need to pay attention. Then Aaron and I knew each other, but we ran into each other in the metaverse after he had started doing some work. And I was like, dude, how did you know? He was like, when I first heard what they were doing, I was like, holy smokes, we got to get in this. So both of us were thinking the same thing. Now, here's what you got to understand. Because of Aaron's diligence and what he's been doing, man, God has given this dude favor, not just one, because Aaron's been very diligent and consistent in building a community here. Yeah. He's also been very strategic. And as a result, the powers that be within this system have started not only just paying attention to him, but leaning on him for advice. So Aaron's meeting with people, movers and shakers and decision makers. So like Dave, what's up, Dave? Like Dave said, this conversation is so meta. Dude, y'all have no idea. So I want as Aaron answers the question, what would you say to the detractors? I just want y'all to know that my dude here, my guy, my friend, who's become a very close brother now, man, has got a lot of stuff going on, and his consistency and diligence in the things that happen is shown. So take it away, buddy.
Man, I need a mic.
Great setup.
Now that was that
might
be the best introduction I've ever had in my life.
Don't blow it.
Yeah. A lot of pressure. No, I mean, as Jason says there, like the dynamics of this relationship, how it's developed and how we've watched each other grow and contribute. It's been amazing. And I appreciate you calling me a brother, my friend, because you're a brother from another mother. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Kin from another skin. Come on.
There we go. There it is. But man, it's neat. There is neat stuff happening in the metaverse. We've done something special at the Soapstone Comedy Club, and as Jason mentioned, it's attracting attention, and we're getting opportunities. We're getting things are happening. We'll just say that, and the growth is exponential. The growth is amazing. And we're on such a trajectory that I have no idea what tomorrow's going to look like. It's amazing the things that are happening. But getting back to your question of the detractors, what do you do when somebody is like, hey, this technology isn't right? And what I would say is something that I learned on Jason and I's podcast, interviewing a guest, and he was asked the same question. Actually, it was from a church in Arizona, Sun Valley Church. They've got a big presence in the metaverse, and Jason posed him that exact same question. And he said that when he meets with people who are detractors or are not on board with this technology, he rewinds history and shows that when the internet came along, when websites came along, people were in the same exact spot. When social media came along, people were in the same exact spot saying that technology is not good for connecting with people. And now that technology is what we use to connect with people. And the same thing is happening in the metaverse. People are okay to stay away from it. If people want to withdraw and have some distance, that's fine. That's up to people. But they're going to kind of miss the boat, because this is a technology that is wonderful for creating interpersonal relationships and having that genuine connection.
And now, Bobby Boucher's mama said the football was the devil. So
that's right. Yep. And we all know that foosball is not the devil.
Now, is there any way on you guys in there where you could actually give us a sample of it? I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I can pull up something. Give me a second.
There you go.
I hope I didn't.
Way to put us on the spot, Maurice. Just like
Well, I've seen similar things done on other shows. I didn't know if you guys would be able to do it or
No,
not.
we will.
we can, yeah.
We will. Hold on. Okay, I found it. Just 1 second here. I hope this one works. Share video file. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I do present to you just a clip. Don't even know which clip this is going to be. Oh, this is saying 0 bytes.
All right, I think I got it. Got something.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah, I got them on a hard drive.
Yeah. All right, video file.
So as he's setting it up, let me explain to y'all how this metaverse conversation with Aaron and I happened. So we're both in the metaverse, which you're about to see. But Aaron and I started having conversations about, one, just encouraging and firming conversations about what we saw and what each other were doing.
Yeah.
And then Aaron was like, "Man, I'm running into some challenges. Let me ask you a few questions."
So
we
I were at a comedians conference, a Christian Comedy Association.
So this is in
where
my world right here,
150 or so comedians from all around the country,
podcast,
and in fact, the world came together to just spend some time together and just learn from each other and just build relationships. And one of the speakers that came in was talking about leadership, and he said that the key to leadership, which I would say in the context of this, is to becoming the leader in a field. The key to leadership is to do for one what you wish you could do for many. So when people want to be the greatest builder on the planet, exactly what all of you said, find one person that you can come and work with and breathe into and add value to. And then it just grows from there, because people will recognize that genuine stuff. So I just confettied my own statement. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's a good statement. Hey, everybody confetti that statement. That was great. Welcome to Well Metaverse, the podcast where Jason Earls and Aaron Sorrels navigate the explosive.
Yeah.
So if you just saw like that confetti, that's the way of clapping and celebrating. You do your hands like that.
Yep.
I love the idea, and I wanted people to get a better idea of this other thing called the metaverse that's out there. I mean, I personally, I know we have detractors. I didn't want to be negative, but there are detractors. But for myself personally,
bro.
Yeah, but for myself personally, I like the conjunction of what we're doing. When we get back, we're back out. We're doing it again. But I like the conjunction of the metaverse, because I think that the twain can meet. I think the twain can meet. I think everything that we've done during COVID-19, including this show, this is the only reason I'm doing this show is because of COVID-19. I always wanted to do it. And then I had nothing but time to do it. And so here we are. And then all the other things we're doing. I can do an audition in Italy for a movie because of what COVID-19 did to us. We can connect way better because of this new platform that we're on. And now we bring the metaverse into it, and it's another level of hooking up with people and doing more things to the next level, in my opinion. So I'm not with the detractors. That's why I have you on the show. I love the idea. And as I say that, Aaron, I love this idea of the Soapstone Comedy Club. Okay. Tell us about the comedy club concept in the metaverse.
Y'all ready for this?
Oh, man. So, one of the things about this platform is it's a brand new thing, and everybody's trying to figure out what type of entertainment works, what type of connections work, all this stuff. Well, the Soapstone Comedy Club just happened to kind of step in at just the right time, where the platform was growing. People were the Betterverse. Nice, Chris.
What's up, Chris? My brother.
But
yeah.
This comedy club concept came in, And because in comedy, there's an individual person who is on stage just trying to be as genuine and themselves as they can, that translates very well to the metaverse. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Dave says, or I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, Dave Ebert has a question. Is there any spiritual concern with diving into a different reality? Just a curious pondering.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And I'd rephrase it. Is there any spiritual risks of being in our current reality?
Yeah, but the thing that you got to understand, Dave, when you're going through that portal, man, your tail tingles just slightly. I'm just kidding.
I was like, where's he going?
Just a little bit, not a lot, but just like maybe an inch off the ground.
Well, there's a counter for you right there. Dave Ebert is just and he's just kind of searching for what this is all about and where could this possibly be going. But I guess that's similar to another detraction of the spiritual concern.
Well, and I kind of answered that humorously, but can I address that just a little more genuinely there? There are risks. There are big risks in the metaverse, and you have to, part of the reason why Jason and I started meeting early on is because you have to have a group of people around you that can help you stay true to yourself, to help you stay true to your principles, true to your God, and because it's easy to get in there and lose track, and not be who you want to be. It's a genuine concern that he's got.
And the other thing is who you are in reality, in real life, is magnified in the metaverse. It's, remember, Maurice, when in the 90s when we started doing chat rooms, or when AOL, we started instant messaging on computer.
Yeah.
When we were doing that, relationships were developed at a deeper level because you were locked into that screen and just typing away, focus on those words. That's all you saw in this little chat room or this instant message. Now with this Oculus, you put it on, it's like you being in a room looking at a cartoon character of another person, and you're locked into this conversation. But the difference is you're not reading words. You're actually listening to this person talk. You can hear, you feel the emotions a lot quicker. So because of that, if there's some deficits in your life, they're going to show up in the metaverse. But also, if there's some surpluses in your life, if there's some, if you're an encourager, that's gonna be magnified in the metaverse. I would tell you, and both of y'all brothers know me. Maurice, you know me well. You've been to my house.
Yes.
So, listen, I've had more meaningful conversation. The meaningful conversations in the metaverse measured up against the meaningful conversation in real life. And I'm out in the public. I'm always talking to people.
Yeah.
I have more meaningful conversation in terms of percentage in the metaverse.
Now, I find that to be quite an interesting statement. And exactly why do you feel that way, Jess?
Because when you do this, I don't have the distractions of other things in the world going on. It's as if you were to take, and this is really weird, but I want to explain it to you. Like, take out, if you and I were to have a conversation. Remember when you were a little kid and you would get in a tent and have a conversation with your friends, or y'all would make tents or fortresses in the house, and you would get in there and talk.
Yeah.
There's a deeper level of talking in that fortress, in that tent, than in the outside playground. That's what the metaverse does, but it does it digitally. You go into this digitized fort, so to speak, and have these conversations.
Well, I think again, there's a great conjunction between reality, real life versus, versus, pardon the pun, the metaverse. I think they can come together. The twain can meet. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
I would say, here's what you got to know, Mo, is the conversations in the metaverse are real conversations.
Okay.
In other words, if I was to cover my camera up and I'm still talking to you, that's what you're doing in the metaverse. I'm
Yeah.
still talking to you right now.
Yeah.
You just can't see my real life picture. You see this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's that. Hold on, I'm gonna show you this. Hold up, right quick. It's like, hold up, I need to get Frederick Douglass. All right.
He did it. Like, I thought for sure you were going to trip over a couch on the way back or something because you were moving.
I'm going to give y'all, let's say this is what my avatar looks like in the metaverse.
Okay.
This is a real life metaverse experience right here, except for it's not cartoon world.
Yeah.
All right. So when I'm in the metaverse talking,
Yeah.
it's just like this guy right here. And you looking at this, but you're hearing me talking. The only difference is his eyes aren't my eyes. Like when I put these goggles on and you looking at my cartoon character, it's basically I have on this big mask, and you're looking to my eyes talking. Now you can be phony, but since we are redeemed creatures, who are followers of Christ, like that, like being phony is not really part of who we are. So we're gonna be our authentic selves. Even if you try to hide your authentic self, it's still gonna show. And get this, Maurice, your discernment is a little bit higher because you're a little bit sensitive because you got these on and you kind of like walking blind.
Yeah. Well, I think there's when you're watching the universe, do its thing, you're watching it. It's very intriguing. It draws you in. You wanna know more about this, and it's just so interesting. You can't turn away from it. But the other part too is, have you guys started or a comedy? Have you done a comedy set with an audience inside the comedy club in the metaverse?
Oh yeah.
It happens all the time. That's what the Soapstone is about.
Yeah.
It's a legit comedy club. Maurice, if we were in New York, we would go to the comedy club or we go to open mics.
Yeah.
Now I got an open mic right here. If I want to run a new joke that I wrote, I put these on, go on the Soapstone and get on stage and work out my new joke.
Now, I love that you said that, because this is where the two worlds can meet. In my opinion, I'd love to hear your response to this, Aaron and Jason. But my thing is, it's so difficult to get out to open mics. It's so difficult to just get out and just get some practice in. I mean, the schedule is crazy. But could you set it up where you could go to the metaverse, Soapstone Comedy Club, and set up dates where comedians can go in there with an audience, the whole nine, and on a regular basis? I mean, what are the plans right now with Soapstone Comedy Club, Aaron?
Yeah. I mean, talking about that open mic experience first, it comes right back to where we started. One of the big advantages of the metaverse is accessibility. Like, for us to get in our car, drive over and jump in line, try to get the spot, and then get up on an open mic and do our thing. There are definitely barriers in doing that. There's barriers for all of us, but there are also people that deal with physical handicaps that there's even more barriers for. And the metaverse puts us all on an equal playing field and takes away all of those barriers to accessibility. So that's such an important point to recognize as we start talking about this. But asking about like the Soapstone and what happens there, 24/7, there's people that are in the Soapstone, and it's what we call our everyday open mic. And people can get up on stage. There's a button over to the side, and you You walk over to the button, you press the button, and then you get in line. And then when your name comes up, you get on stage, and you've got 3 minutes to tell jokes, to sing, to recite a poem, to to do whatever you want, basically within the house rules. So that's the one experience. Along with that experience is the interpersonal connection. We've got a fire pit outside the club where a lot of people just hang out and just kick it around, just cut it up, And there's just as much music and just as much comedy that happens out there, maybe more, And then we've got our scheduled events,
That's funny. So the whole deal is number one, you got to get an Oculus. Okay.
Oh yeah. In order to understand it, you have to experience it. You can watch as much as you want on the 2-dimensional screen. You're not going to get it because, and this, sorry to jump in, but this is a big point. And Jason was talking about this earlier, but the dynamics of being in there, because it's 3-dimensional, because there's eye movements, because there's body gestures, because when you and I are talking, I can hear somebody over this way that says something and I can turn and look at them. Because of all those things that happen, our brain processes it as if we are in the room. And there's a lot of blanks, for one, I mean, nobody has legs in the metaverse. We're all floating torsos, which
that's
sounds
also interesting as well. Yeah. I was wondering about that. Okay.
Yeah. And it sounds so weird, but your brain fills in the blanks. Your brain, because you're seeing facial expressions, because you're hearing tone of voice, because there's dimensionality, because there's directionality, all of these things, your brain fills in the blanks and processes it exactly as if you were right there.
So how does the audience come into play with all of this?
Yeah, they heckle like crazy.
I wish I can't find my clip is on the external hard drive. I was gonna show my clip. I don't know if you have it, Aaron.
Oh man, I'd love to see it. That would be great.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I'll find a clip of something. Jason, do you want to jump in and let me look for this clip?
Okay. Yeah. So it's what's crazy is when my first time on stage, here's what happened. I was headlining in Gutties in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And at that time, Gutties and Aaron all, had a club together in the metaverse. And so I stepped foot. This is how, again, I knew Aaron, but I didn't know he was involved in the metaverse. So when I pulled up in Gutties, Kyle, he said, "Hey man, we also got a club in the metaverse. You interested in doing some time?" I was like, "I would love to." So they created my avatar, and I jumped in there, and I was blown away because it was my first time inside the metaverse. In world is what we call it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, okay, I can hear people. That person across the room, and it sounds like they're across the room, but the person who's close to me is loud. Just all the things that Aaron was just talking about. So I'm walking, and I'm noticing that people don't have legs, but again, I'm like, I get it. Within 15 minutes, I was on stage. And I'm a little daredevil. It's like, hey, get on stage. I was like, let's do it. And I got on stage. And I started experiencing what we do on stage in real life in the comedy world. And it messed me up so much. It jacked me up in terms of like doing stand-up comedy. I couldn't do as long of time that they originally wanted me to do because I was just blown away. And you can see I was starting to get my bearings. So the first few minutes on stage, your brain is like, okay, where am I? How does this thing work? But then it comes a point when you get locked in and you forget that you're in the metaverse telling jokes. You feel like your brain feels like it's on stage live.
Yeah. And I can imagine that once you get in, then you get your legs back under you and you're doing your thing again. You're trying to figure this whole thing out. Where am I? What is this? And then all of a sudden, once you get into your set, you're Jason Earls again, you're doing your thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's
Um,
funny. You get your legs underneath you, even without any legs, and there's underneath you. But underneath every person, there's this white ring,
Okay.
and it just follows you. It kind of is basically like your hovering spot, and you go on. So I don't know if Aaron found, like, if he found a clip of anybody that he can use, or if he found mine specifically.
I've got a clip, but I'm trying to share the screen here. But
Okay.
So while Aaron Sorrels is doing that, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Maurice Brown Show. I've got comedian Jason Earls and Aaron Sorrels here talking about comedy in the metaverse. It's a new virtual kind of experience, and as comedians, as it relates to what we do, we're coming at it from that perspective. Aaron Sorrels, who's kind of the architect as it was, or of the whole idea. Jason, of course, partnering with him. He's presenting it to us. We're going to see a comedy set in the metaverse. I don't know if it's going to be with Jason or another comedian, but it's just going to give you guys an idea of how this thing works if you've never heard of it.
Look behind. It's right behind you, Maurice. Look behind you. It's right behind you. No.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So anyway, Aaron Sorrels is going to set that up for us, and we also have another individual that's not on the show, Sensei, who's I guess a partner of yours, correct?
Yeah, Sensei Jay is an incredible dude. He's been like one of the first friends that I met in there, and I think I do have a video clip queued up for you now. So maybe we watch this and then come back.
Yeah. I don't really got no jokes, and I say that because unemployed didn't hire me. I don't want to say no names, but didn't hire me at the Wednesday show. You know how when you're not hired, so the managers make up an excuse. They say we'll call you back in like 2 or 3 days. You know damn well they ain't gonna call you back. That's a fancy way of saying you're not hired. But nah, you're a good dude, man. I appreciate you. Let me shake your hand real quick. Hold on. Let me shake your hand real quick. Show off.
I like it. And who was that, by the way, Aaron?
Yeah, that's a great question. He goes by Miners for Reels, and this dude came into the Soapstone, and like we just started talking. And Kimberly, she's a big fan of the Soapstone, big part of the Soapstone. She said she heard herself laughing in that clip.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great.
What's up, Kimberly? Kimberly's super supportive.
Absolutely.
So how many audience members can you get into these shows?
So it's interesting because the room capacity is about 20 people, which isn't a big number. But the thing about the metaverse is once the 21st person joins, it opens up a whole nother room. So you can have quite literally an unlimited number of people in a world at a time. But in one instance or one lobby or one map, you can have about 20 people.
So explain to the audience how. Okay, obviously you have to have an Oculus, but what other pieces of equipment do you have to do this whole deal?
You gotta have dial-up internet broadcast.
Yeah.
You get the Oculus, and you're good to go with your computer.
You don't even need your computer. The headset, this headset right here. This is a computer in and of itself. I mean, effectively, This is like an Android phone, all set up and everything. So you don't have to plug into your computer. You can run things on a desktop version, and then use the headset as more of like a monitor. But all you need is the headset and a phone. Like there's an app on your phone that you use to set it up. And then from then on, everything you do is in the headset. How you would specifically find Horizon Worlds and the Soapstone is you turn on your headset. The Quest 2 is what you would want, the Oculus Quest 2. And you turn it on, and there's an app called Horizon Worlds, and you download it. And then from there, you can find the Soapstone, or you can find Jason Earls Productions, which is his world, or any of 15,000 other worlds that are in there.
All right, guys. I just wanted to have you guys on the show and talk about the metaverse. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with comedians Aaron Sorrels and Jason Earls on the Maurice Brown Show. And before, look, I just wanted the world to know more about the metaverse. I'm interested in it. And so thank you guys for coming on the show and kind of breaking it down to us a little bit. But before we get out of here, Jason Earls, what do you got coming up in the near future? How can fans follow you on social media and your comedy exploits?
Thank you so much for that. Right now, you can find me on the Maurice Brown Show. Let's go.
There it is.
Tomorrow, well, this weekend, Saturday, I will be in Oklahoma City doing a comedy show out there. But also, man, I would encourage y'all, yes, follow me. Every Tuesday, Aaron and I go live, and we have this live conversation in a similar platform, a similar lineup like this. And then we also take you in world, in the metaverse, to show you a show that we record. Like before we hopped in with you, we were just in the metaverse recording our show, our Friday show. In the metaverse. And on Tuesdays at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time, we go live on the Unemployed Alcoholics page on Soapstone Comedy. You can join that on Facebook, Soapstone Comedy Club, that Facebook page. And I would say, join those. Join Unemployed Alcoholic or Team or the Soapstone Comedy Club, where you will see those every single day. You can also find them on mine. And then it's also on Aaron's YouTube. We stream it on his YouTube and my YouTube. Subscribe to mine, but watch it on his.
All right, Aaron. Aaron Sorrels, also a comedian. What do you got going on, and how can fans follow you on social media?
Man, there's stuff happening 24/7 in the metaverse at the Soapstone. So, if you've got access to an Oculus 2 or Oculus Quest 2, jump in and check it out. It'll be an experience. I can promise you that. But specifically though, like Jason just talked about this recording that we just did before this show in the metaverse, man, we're talking to this guy named Boss Hogg, and it is such a powerful and good and inspirational interview. It's just absolutely amazing. That's going to air on all those platforms that Jason just said a week from this upcoming Tuesday. So like whatever that is, 11 days away, that's going to air. And that's one to see because man, this dude's an inspiration and he's doing some cool stuff. And outside of that, like anybody that wants to find more about me, all you have to do is Google the Unemployed Alcoholic and I'll pop up.
Okay. Well,
so and he does have a job, just everybody. He's not some bum.
I should probably explain that. Yeah, I'm known as the Unemployed Alcoholic, but a more accurate title right now would be the overly employed, super busy, recovering alcoholic who's 5 years sober. But that does not fit as well on the business card. So
it's funny. And when we were recording, I kind of made a joke, and I think some people caught offense to it. Like, wait a minute, like because Aaron has a lot of status in the metaverse. So I think some people felt like I was taking. They were like, man, he's employed. Like this dude is an entrepreneur, like par excellence.
Yeah, people ask if I've got a job now, and I say not a grown-up one. I got a lot of fun stuff I'm doing, but I wouldn't consider any of it a grown-up job.
Chris Rossetti's asked if you can tip comedians in the metaverse, but I'm wondering, is there like a Venmo set up for that in any way?
There are people that do stuff like that. How we handle it in the Soapstone is people can purchase what are called applause credits, and that gives them the opportunity to press a button and applaud the people that are on stage. And then every week we do a drawing or not a drawing, but the top 3 most entertaining people. So the people that have gotten the most points while they're on stage, and then the top 3 most supportive people, the people that have hit the button and gone to support people, they all get prizes. Right now, they each get a $50 gift certificate, 25 towards Amazon, and 25 towards getting a Soapstone Comedy Club T-shirt, which we also throw in some stickers like that one.
There you go. There it is.
I would say if you do want to Venmo a comedian, I just put mine in the comment section. Just
very, very nice. Yeah, you'll pass it along, maybe.
Jason Earls -1.
Man, I love it.
I'll be quiet. It's cool because with those applause credits, it really what you got to understand, Maurice, is the community that Aaron has set up is really about pushing each other forward, pushing each other towards the highlight, and encouraging each other. Yeah. That's one of this dude's gifts, and that's a byproduct of what's happening in the metaverse. He's an encourager, and this dude he's created this context where people are encouraged and get encouragement. That's one of the reasons why I believe when you go into the metaverse, you're gonna see the Soapstone. Like it's just you're gonna see it. Like it's
it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Yeah.
What are the prices for an Oculus?
So they're like $400 or $500, $399 or $499 to get the full on headset. But again, what you're doing is buying a computer that the monitor is just right here instead of right here.
Yeah.
And that might be a little steep, like, man, just to get on Facebook. But I have my kids now get on here and learn how to create. You also, and get this, you say some people are like, man, $500, but imagine, Maurice, if you have a company that has an international reach. Instead of flying your employees overseas, buying a plane ticket, putting them up in a hotel, and then meeting with the client, you got to pay their per diem. You can spend $500 on an Oculus, $500 on another Oculus, send it out of the country, and then just allow your employee and that other person to meet up in the metaverse. You just save yourself probably like $7,000.
And since we're talking about cost and money and stuff, I think there's a couple of numbers that are important to throw out there because they're public knowledge and everything. But when people start looking at this metaverse, it's difficult to understand where it's going, and because where it's at right now is one thing, but where it's going to be in a short period of time is a whole nother. So right now, Meta, which is now the name of the company formerly known as Facebook, is spending over $10 billion a year on developing this platform. $10 billion a year. So putting that type of resources, that type of energy, that type of money into this is accelerating the pace of development of this greatly. And then the other number, and this is the one that's even more impactful to me, Facebook or Meta has published a goal. They've talked publicly about a goal to bring 1 billion new users into the metaverse by the end of this decade. So think about that for a minute. 1 billion new users by the end of the decade. They don't publish these goals lightly. They didn't just randomly pick a number, $1 billion. They are saying these things because they think they can achieve these things. And what those numbers mean to me is this is a thing. This is a thing. So
it looks as though it's picking up steam. I was, surfing around on Facebook. Like I said, I came across this. I was like, what in the world is Jason up to now? And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm liking this. It's a whole new concept. And I think it's got to catch on. It's because the Oculus now, I think you can use that thing and you can interact with video games and such, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, gaming is huge, and social events are huge. But I mean, educational aspects of it, like people meditate in there, like go into meditation sessions. It's
They
everything.
have church on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just hope they're not in these meditation rooms with the high priest and all the smoke. Anyway, look,
You
guys,
could probably find that if you're looking
Oh,
for it. Yeah, yeah.
nice.
yeah.
He's a professional, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
Yeah. But don't worry, they tie a rope around their foot on their way in, you know.
There it is. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Maurice Brown Show with comedians Jason Earls and Aaron Sorrels. We're talking about the metaverse. If you've enjoyed our conversation, like it and share it and subscribe to the Maurice Brown Comedy Channel, as well as any social media engine that Jason Earls and the unemployed alcoholic Aaron Sorrels are a part of. And if you missed it, you can see it on the replay on Facebook and YouTube, and also the Creative Motion Network on Roku TV. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and Pocket Cast. You can see us everywhere. We're all over the place, Spotify. So this has been a great show. And Aaron, it is nice meeting you. Good to know that you're out there in the comedy universe, as well as the comedy metaverse, the Soapstone Comedy Club. I got to get my Oculus. I want to do a set in the Soapstone
You
Comedy
got it,
Club.
man.
I got to do it.
Let me know. We'll
Let's
set
go.
it up. We'll set it up.
I got to do it. I'm signing up for that. In the meantime, guys, until we meet again, may the peace of Christ be with you and your families. God bless you.
You the man, brother.
Yeah.
You see that? You see that? What is that? Jesus on a skateboard? What is that? You see all kind of things down here in Austin. People punching the air. We're at Lady Bird Bridge, by the way. What was that? Get it. Looked like Jesus on a skateboard to me. He walks on water. He could be able to get in Jesus surf. Anyway, we're hanging out at Lady Bird Bridge in Austin, Texas. What was that? You think? It doesn't matter. We'll leave it alone. Thanks for watching the Maurice Brown Show.